Hey there guys, James Wilson here, and welcome to this week's episode of James Presents here on Who Addicts Reviews. Can I just be the first one to say that me and Matthew have been overwhelmed with the reaction that we've had to Whovians No More. Me and Matthew couldn't be any more pleased. The comment section of that film has just been exploding with positive content on what you guys think about it, and really we are just so pleased with it. We've had fan art from the film already. We've had someone made a classic series style DVD cover to it, and really it's just amazing. We were dreading what you guys would think of it because we just thought the way we're hyping it up and then you guys could possibly hate it. We were just dreading that, and but honestly we are just so proud of it, and your reaction has made the film all the more epic, so thank you very much. So then guys, today I'm going to be continuing my story arc series by talking about the weakest of Russell T Davies' run as head writer. So then guys, enjoy! Now, damn you, Russell. Russell had decided to go down a different route with Series 4 because it's very hard to put an exact story arc or arc word onto Series 4 because there kind of wasn't an arc word. There was a number of connections throughout the series, which is kind of what made it weak a little bit. But a majority of what made it weak was Journey's End, the season 4 finale, which Matthew had spoke about in his Stolen Earth and Journey's End review back when he did his Regenerations box set reviews. But today I'm going to be giving my opinion on season 4 and the arc that went about during that season. Obviously, I guess you could say it first started in the Runaway Bride. When Catherine Tate's character of Donna Noble had first graced our screens in a very elegant and very lovely dress, but until she opened her gob and she ended up yelling at the doctor, "What is this place? Where am I?" You know, in that Chiswick accent, and from then on she was probably the most wound up, most annoying and most absolutely scary character that the Doctor has ever faced. Screw the Daleks, screw the Cybermen, it was Donna Noble that is probably the most scariest adversary that the Doctor has ever faced, because I have seen looks on his face with Donna that have actually, you know, actually made me laugh at some points, because when he's face to face to a Dalek, he's jumping about and he's and the 10th Doctor's like, "Oh, hello there, Daleks, how are you, Alonzi?" But with Donna Noble, he shuts up. I mean, when Donna Noble gives him the stare, he's just like, okay, no Alonziing, no bada booming, no, okay, just shut up when Donna Noble's in the room. But that anyway, I don't want to get into a character review because that was because that was a couple of weeks ago. But Donna Noble was technically the story arc for Series 4. I will talk about other connections, but I want to first talk about what the title of the video is, of course. And it was, of course, the Dr. Donna. It first, as soon as she graced our screens back in 2008, returning in Partners in Crime. I believe someone, a subscriber, pointed out that Russell T Davies was originally going to have a completely different companion, a new face for us to see in Series 4. But once Catherine Tate, I think, showed interest in returning, he had an idea and he thought, okay, let's go with Donna Noble, you know. But I'm not downing Donna Noble as a companion. She was really amazing, but I just think season 4 was was the sort of lackluster of the whole season, and I think it was definitely the beginning of something quite awful with story arcs, because Russell T Davies using. I'm not saying that this inspired Stephen Moffat with his series. I'm just saying that Russell T Davies had used the companion being the most important person in the universe. He used that sort of formula in season 4, which I sometimes believe that Stephen Moffat thought to himself, right, okay, I'll do that with my series. You know, I'm not saying that that did happen. I'm not saying that Moffat copies off Russell. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying that they have their similarities. You go from season 4, that has the sort of overarching theme of the companion being the key to the whole of time and space, and then Moffat goes and does the same thing 2 years later. You know, it seems to me like there are similarities, which it does give me my suspicions, but I'm not putting Moffat down on anything, although I would love to. Now, Series 4 was kind of the first time that Russell had ever played about with the concept of destiny. Yes, this kind of didn't really play out as well as I think he'd hoped. I think after 3 years of doing the same thing, of hiding a word and making that crop up throughout the whole of his series, I think that kind of got a bit boring for him, I think, and he just decided to do something different. And that's fine, you know, doing something different is fine. But like season 6, I think Russell bit off a lot more than he could chew. I mean, he probably thought, right, okay, it's the 45th anniversary of Doctor Who, so tell you what, we'll make it so that all the companions come back all at once, and all the modern companions come back all at once. And I think that was kind of a bad move on his part, because he couldn't. I don't think the screen time for each companion could ever have worked out. You know, because if he focused on one companion, another one would be getting left out. So you know, it wasn't something he could help. But I do think he bit off a lot more than he could chew. He went a lot more big scale, sort of wow, epic scale sort of thing with season 4, and that's something he never really did before. He always kept it very low down, very low key, and it wasn't the highest budget show, but it was without a doubt the best show. You know, I mean, it was definitely a high priority for the BBC, but I think the BBC only ever started to properly give Doctor Who a big, massive budget until season 6, which we know how that turned out. Which don't worry, I'll get to that in a few weeks' time. Don't worry, just patience, guys. But Donna Noble had turned out to be an incredibly cop-out storyline. The Doctor Donna did anyway. It's just that whole story arc just completely was left entirely flat to me. You know, I mean, in Journey's End, what was Russell thinking? I mean, there's Donna. She gets turned into the Doctor Donna, and no, she gets turned part Time Lord, part human. Why is she suddenly saying, "Oh yes," like the Doctor does? Why? She's turned into a half Time Lord, half human. She's not turned into the Doctor. She's turned into a Time Lord. The regeneration energy goes into her, not the Doctor energy. You know, that just annoys me to hell. I don't like it when. In fact, I didn't even like it when Matt Smith said Alonzi in Nightmare in Silver. Don't even get me started on that. That was just an absolutely awful story arc right there on its own. But really, I mean, it's just Donna Noble. She gets turned into a half Time Lord, half human. All she does is just press a few buttons, flick a few switches, makes the Daleks look like they're a complete and total piece of crap, and then it saves the universe like that. It just isn't Doctor Who. It really was just a complete and total letdown. And that was the sort of virus that sort of spread to Doctor Who throughout the last couple of years. I mean, yes, Russell T Davies did make up for it in 2009 with the 4 Knox story arc. He woven that through David Tennant's tenure quite brilliantly. But it was season 4 that fell incredibly flat. He tried to do the epic scale thing, and he tried to do something different. but it kind of didn't work all that well, and there were always some overarching themes throughout the season. Donna Noble kept going on about the bees disappearing, and what I don't get about that is, why does the Doctor only just realise that now? I mean, yes, I know the Doctor can be a bit docile sometimes. He's thinking about so much. He's got pretty much half the universe in his head. So of course, a few obvious things are going to slip his mind. But I mean, like the 11th Doctor said, when you're the Doctor, never ignore coincidence unless you're busy. In which case, always ignore coincidence. I believe it was closing time. He said that. Not too sure. But yeah. So the Doctor, he can sometimes ignore coincidence, but the Donna had been going on for half the season about the bees disappearing, and then it's not until Stolen Earth where the Doctor goes, the bees disappearing. Oh my God! It's the Kandoka scale. Oh my God! That. Oh my God! We can follow that and get back to Earth. Oh my God! But I'll admit that is a little bit clever, and all those planets getting stolen through time as well as space, Clom going missing, Pyrovilia, and the lost moon of Poosh, and all these planets that didn't really make much difference. I mean, in Fires of Pompeii, it said Pyrovilia had gone, and the adipose breeding planet had been lost as well. So there were some rather amazing elements to Russell's tenure that he'd always used for the past 3 years. Before that he definitely still used. So I will say that season 4 did have its moments where I was still like, oh my God, I didn't realise that before. So there were definitely elements of his tenure still there. Russell T Davies was still there. It's just the whole Dr. Donna story arc fell incredibly flat, you know. And don't even get me started on Rose Tyler. I'm not even going to go there. I'm literally not even going to talk about it. But yes, in my opinion, the Dr. Donna was a story arc that Russell bit off a lot more than he could chew. I just couldn't stand that finale. It's just the modern companions all coming together. Yes, it was awesome, and yes, it was a brilliant bit of nostalgia. It was the Doctor Who, Torchwood, Sarah Jane crossover that we all wanted, but it just fell incredibly short-handed, and the Dr. Donna just flicking switches, and that is basically how the Daleks began to become this most embarrassed and most incredible. The Dr. Donna flicked a few switches, turned off the Daleks, and they were going, help, help me, I cannot see. Oh my God, I mean, come on. Okay, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to, say anymore. I've said all I need to say about season 4, so I rate season 4 a 6 out of 10, and for me, that's generous. Now I'm going to be answering a few comments from last week's solo video, which was the Harold Saxon / The Master review from Series 3. And my first comment is from Dr. Dan Alsop, who says, I love the story arc. It had glimpses of Harold Saxon, and we had no suspicion of that he was the Master. Do you think that we could have something else like that if the Master does return? Well, that's the thing. That's the beauty of Doctor Who. You've kind of got to keep your eyes and ears open for anything and everything that might show some sort of connection. In fact, there's even connections in Doctor Who that, like the Eighth Doctor said, the humans, they're always seeing patterns and things that aren't there. It's just Doctor Who fans are just such a cryptic lot. We see the connection in things that shouldn't. And I think it is possible that the Master is possibly out there somewhere. In fact, he might even be leaving clues for us right now. We just haven't realised it yet. So we'll just have to wait and see what Moffat has up his sleeve. My second comment is from Tom Dix, who says, I personally think this story arc was only good in the trilogy finale. These episodes managed to restore my faith in this terrible series. Before the finale, though, I found the story arc to be quite boring, one of the reasons I don't enjoy the series. I can't. Stay calm, James. My third comment is from Aaron Ball, who says, "I like the modern Who. It's great, but could you do more classic stuff like episode reviews or storylines or plots? Thanks." I'm still slowly but surely building on my classic series reviews. But that's the thing. It's gonna take a hell of a long time. The next classic thing I'm planning on doing is a review of the Schalke Doctor's only appearance in Doctor Who, which is Scream of the Schalke, and I will be reviewing that at some point. I've just got to get Scream of the Schalke first, because I would like to do a sort of reaction video to that and build on that for a couple of weeks. So yeah, I would. The next classic thing I'm going to be doing is on the Schalke Doctor. So yeah, hopefully you can look forward to that. My final comment, which is a brilliant comment in my opinion, not that any of the other ones weren't, you were all brilliant, but this guy says, Philip Nichol says, BBC should put on a special film about why the Doctor and the Master became enemies. Also, if they went to the Academy together, it would be great to find out why the Doctor and the Master went on the run. Yes, this is a spin-off series slash prequel series that pretty much everyone is after. You know, that it's just a rumour that's been going around. There's been there was Sons of Gallifrey, which was apparently a spin-off slash prequel that a group of people were planning on pitching to the BBC. Don't know whether they bought it, but really it looks like an absolutely brilliant series. But the thing is with that is that they've got to do that prequel without spilling the beans on what the Doctor's name is. I know there's quite a lot of people who felt cheated that we didn't get to find out the Doctor's name in the Day of the Doctor, or the name of the Doctor, or the time of the Doctor, but most preferably the name of the Doctor. But I think that the prequel couldn't really work unless we actually found out the Doctor's name, which now I think we're past that now. I don't think we'll ever find out his name. But I think the Doctor's Academy name, which I believe was Alpha Delta Sigma or something like that, some sort of he was in some sort of fraternity sort of thing. And I believe he did have a sort of name for himself for that, which they could still use in the prequel. So who knows? But I would love, like everyone else, to have that show in like a special or a film, because I think that's a great way to uncover part of the Doctor's childhood. So then guys, that's it for this week's episode. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and please comment in the section below what you guys thought about the Series 4 story arc Dr. Donna, and I will answer them in next week's video, which will be about the 4 Nox story arc from the 2009 specials, so please don't miss that. And also don't forget to give Whovians No More another watch. Believe me, you will not regret it. So then guys, I'll see you next time.